Hello, I'm Savage Jim, and this is my Ruger 1022 rifle. This basically is my favorite backyard plinking rifle, but I will take it out occasionally to take care of some backyard varmints, especially squirrels, grackles, or maybe the occasional jackrabbit, whatever tends to come to the backyard to give me problems. Now, I already know there are probably hundreds of videos on the Ruger 1022, but I just wanted to go over rather briefly, and from my point of view, what I think about this rifle. I haven't done much with my rifle. It's pretty much stock from the way I bought it from the store. I chose the wooden stock. I didn't want the synthetic stock or the tactical stock or the tactical version or the takedown version. So I just went with the classic wooden stock version. I believe this rifle is the carbine version. It's the shorter barrel. I can't remember what the barrel length is. But I think the overall rifle length is still 26 inches. Now, I have it fitted with a BSA Sweet 22 scope on the top. I really enjoy that scope. It's graduated for the 22 LR, and likewise it's also marked with the reticle inside for 22 ballistics. I'm going to divulge a little bit and talk more about the BSA Sweet 22 scope. Even though this video is about the Ruger 1022, the BSA Sweet 22 scope is really just a great optic that complements the Ruger 1022. And if you have a Ruger 1022 or any other 22 rifle, I highly recommend the BSA Sweet 22. Now, of course, the Sweet 22 is designed, graduated, and marked for the 22 LR bullet and its trajectory. So, on the reticle within, you have the markings set for the ballistics of 22 LR, and the turret for the elevation up here is also designed and graduated for the 22 LR ballistics. Now, what I like about the Sweet 22 is BSA included these optic caps, these lens caps. This is for your ocular lens, and you can see that there is machining, so this could screw into the ocular side of your scope. Just screw that in. These things do a great job to protect your lens and keep them clean. And the objective side, the objective lens side, also has one. Of course, it's bigger. It's on there pretty well, so this is what the objective lens cap looks like. Now, you have two turrets, of course, for any standard scope system. You have your elevation turret at the top, and it remains open at all times so that you could fiddle with it and adjust for your range and trajectory of your 22. You also have a side turret here for your windage. I have my windage already set and locked where I want it, so I'm just simply going to put the cap back on and keep that in place. The Sweet 22, you have a 3 to 9 times magnification on the power ring. So there's your 3 times, and it goes all the way to a maximum of 9 times magnification. And the nice thing also about the BSA Sweet 22 is you have your objective lens parallax correction up here at the front. Of course, this is on infinity setting, but other than infinity, your highest graduation is 100 yards, and it goes as low as 7.5 yards. I tend to keep it at 50 yards because that's what I like to sight my rifle in at. And enough about the BSA Sweet 22, and back to the rifle itself again. My initial impressions about the Ruger 1022 is it's a super easy rifle to fire and handle, and it has a whole lot of features that I think make it super easy to use and take out into the field with you whenever you're going out doing plinking or varmint shooting. Now, stock magazine that comes with every Ruger 10/22 is this 10-round rotary magazine. This one has a metal lip, and you can see the rotor on the inside with the red plastic on there, the red follower plastic that takes in your 22 rounds as you put them in, and it also pushes them out. And the well that the magazine goes into is that right there. And I'm just going to demonstrate how that locks in right there. To simply take that out, here's your magazine release. You push that forward with one finger, and with another finger you lift and pry up, and your magazine comes out. Now, Ruger also has a BX25 banana style magazine which holds 25 rounds, and I believe also Butler Creek and Pro Mag and a couple others also make higher capacity magazines. But for me, having a 10-round magazine is actually more than plenty enough, unless I'm going out and having some backyard plinking fun, in which case I have several of the BX25 banana magazines. The safety is straightforward. This is a fire position with the red exposed. Safe position. The rifle will not fire. And the trigger pull is really nice. I can't remember what the trigger pull is. It's not excessively bad. It's probably about 4.5 to 5 pounds. Though I've heard of people doing some trigger work and bringing it down to maybe 3.5 pounds pull. And here's a better look at the bolt. Right now I have it locked back. This is my one criticism of the rifle, is that the bolt lock back, here's the lock back latch. This right here, it's in the bolt lock position. It's not a automatic type of release. So with the bolt lock back, you can't just simply pull back on the bolt on a charging handle and cause it to release. This is a two-hand operation. You have to push back on the bolt, and with another finger you have to manipulate the release, and then the bolt will come forward. And also, it will not lock back on the last round. There's no bolt lock catch to catch it back. You manually have to manipulate it. Pull the bolt back with the charging handle, and this latch here with another finger, you have to push and kind of rotate it rather awkwardly to get the catch to work. Probably look for a aftermarket trigger group with a with a more ergonomic style type of bolt catch and release system. But until I find one, I'll just have to make do with fiddling about with both hands in a rather awkward position whenever I want to release the bolt forward, or likewise lock it back. I cannot remember when Ruger had switched their trigger groups to the polymer and plastic style trigger group. Since this rifle was bought more recently than when they started doing that, this one of course is a plastic style trigger group. Now, I believe the trigger group used to be made out of either they were machined or maybe cast, I can't remember, out of aluminum. But I don't know what year it was that they switched to it. Maybe 86, 90. I don't know. I don't know the date. Maybe I think it was the 90s when they had switched from the aluminum style trigger group housing. The housing is now plastic. So there you are. I don't know if you could buy aftermarket aluminum housing trigger groups for the Ruger 10/22. I'll have to look that up, and that might be an investment that I may decide to purchase into, especially if it's a billet machined style aluminum, and with controlled precision on those things. I wanted to go over the buttstock. It's really basic. It's just a plastic buttstock, and it's just a plate over the back and screwed down in place. Nothing fancy with that at all. But since it is a 22 LR, there's hardly any kick to worry about, so I'm not worried about how much surface area that butt plate has. It doesn't have a lot. You can see the width is rather thin for a rifle, but it's a 22 LR. It's not going to kick. You probably won't get any more kick than firing an air rifle. That's how easy this rifle is whenever you shoot it. And you could really, since the rifle, the mass of the rifle is plenty heavy for the rounds it shoots, you don't really have to worry about returning it back to target again. It really, if you have good steady hands, your rifle's going to stay on target with each pull of the trigger. Now the stock sights on the Ruger are this rear flip-up style rear sight. I have a scope mounted, so you really can't see it too well, but there is a diamond marked for easier sight use. I'm trying to get the light to come there. You can see it better now. When you're using your iron sights without the assistance of any optics, that little diamond does help quite a bit to help your aim. And up front you have a front blade, and well, you have a little dot here to I'm trying to get a good focus on it, but it's hard to do. I'm not sure what that is. It's just maybe a piece of brass with a little bit of paint on the tip right there, so that will help your forward aiming with when you're using that forward sight, that forward blade. But for the scope, this rail, it's a Weaver style rail. It does come included with the rifle when you purchase it, and you also have hex screws, Allen screws to hold it down. There's 1, 2, I think there was 4. I can't remember. I remember just simply installing it and immediately putting the BSA Sweet 22 scope on it. The scope rings do not come with either the BSA scope or the Ruger 1022. I had to buy those separately, but those aren't bad rings. Those are probably about $25 for these high sight rings. I can't remember who makes them. Well, as far as the 22 goes, a Ruger 1022 will give you hours of fun of plinking. The only thing that's going to stop you is how much ammo that you have. I could go in with a box of 22 rounds and just shoot up all the steel targets all day long, and I'm not going to stop until I run out of all 500 rounds. But other than that, that's all I really have to say about my Ruger 1022. Feel free to comment below, leave a message or whatever. I'll try my best to go down and check the comments periodically, but as life has it, I'm probably out more shooting and plinking rather than sitting on the computer and watching videos or making videos. Well, this is Savage Jim signing out.